As I said previously, one of Luke's main points in writing the book of Acts is to show how the ascension of Jesus and the day of Pentecost changes everything. We see this in dramatic fashion with Peter very early on in Acts. In Luke's gospel, as in the other three gospels, Peter is portrayed, along with the other disciples, as not really getting what's going on. We see him act impulsively and self centeredly. His one shining moment when he identifies Jesus as the Christ is immediately tempered when he rebukes Jesus for speaking about his impending suffering and death, and then Jesus has to say to him, "Get behind me, Satan." At the very beginning of the Passion story, Jesus tells Peter that he will deny him 3 times, and Peter strenuously pushes back on that. "I would never do that, Lord." And then Peter goes and does that. I mean, it doesn't look good. Peter doesn't look good until the day of Pentecost, when Peter, along with the other disciples, are filled with the Holy Spirit. And right there on that day, Peter takes up the mantle of Jesus and begins his own teaching ministry. On this first day of Peter's spirit-filled ministry, 3,000 people become followers of Jesus right on the spot. This highlights not Peter's eloquence or wisdom or sermon writing skills. It highlights rather the power of the Spirit working in Peter. Because by this point, we know Peter. And this new Peter, isn't just Peter. It's obviously the Holy Spirit guiding Peter. One of the consistent storylines of the Bible is God using imperfect people: Adam and Eve, Noah, Abraham and Sarah, Isaac and Rebekah, Jacob and Rachel, Moses and Aaron, Solomon and David, and Peter. Over and over again, we find flawed people being used by God in amazing ways. It's both a reminder that it's not just them acting, but God acting through them, and that God can use flawed people like you and me if we're willing to let the Spirit in.